Hi everybody, this is Bob from Buckeye Sports Center. Really excited today to take a look at the all-new 2021 Yamaha 252 SE. This is part of the Yamaha new 25-foot series of boats. It's one of their luxury models. So, we're really excited about it. Yamaha has obviously always been kind of the pinnacle of, design and innovation in, the 25, 24, 21-foot series of boats. They've upgraded all their 24-footers this year to 25-footers. They've made a lot of cool changes. And the 252 SE is no exception. Brand new hull design, brand new features, fit and finish. A couple things I'll just point out. Obviously really cool tower setup. There's some 3D geometry put into the hull configuration to kind of make it pop a little bit. A very deep boat. It's definitely a little bit deeper than the older model, the 24-foot series. Let's take a look. So we'll start with the bow area from the outside, then work our way up inside the boat. This is kind of what we call a new generation bow rider style bow. It's not really a deck boat, but it is a wider bow area to give you a little bit more space. You do have access to a boarding ladder and a nice big step pad as you're entering and exiting the boat from the bow. Nice. The 252 series is stainless, got a nice stainless steel rub rail, docking lights, pop-up cleats is included as part of the package. And then in general, really nice trailer, really deep boat. With you can see the sight lines of the boat and the hull, so rougher conditions, Lake Erie, stuff like that, it's not going to be a problem on this 25-footer. So as we move to the transom area of the 252, I'll first start off with talking about the Yamaha's new innovative feature that they've carried in their boats for the last couple years with the articulated keel and rudder system. So this boat actually has a keel that runs, actually drops down about 2 to 3 inches below the hull, and it does have a rudder. So, your old traditional jet boats always used to be kind of difficult to dock. But these new series from Yamaha with the articulated keel and the rudder, you can actually be in neutral and actually steer the boat a little bit, make it act more like a traditional inboard-outboard boat as far as the docking and handling. And then you take into consideration the fact that you've got 2 engines and 2 dual lever control. You can pivot the boat left and right, which is pretty cool. So docking and maneuvering around a docking area or a slip area or marina is a lot easier on these newer Yamaha boats. I'm going to kind of take a look at this new feature that came out on the 27-foot models last year, but this swim platform, this swim seat, this is actually below the water line. The water line is going to be right below the rub rail, so if I'm sitting in this seat, I'm actually sitting in the water, so it kind of gives you kind of a cool place to chill. You also can flip it around and actually going to have a cup holder setup area right here, so if you flip it over, or you can have them both down in the water in the seating area. And then you do have a nice heavy-duty stainless steel boarding ladder. If you are going to enter and exit the boat and the lower level is a little bit too high, you can access it from here. But unlike your inboard-outboard boats where the swim deck is going to be up high because the motor's down there, this is really close to water level, so it makes it a lot easier for people to get in and out of the water and utilize the space of the boat. So on this 252 SE series, this is a series of boats that's a little bit more luxury from Yamaha, so there are going to be some upgrades. Some of these I'm going to talk about are on all the 25-footers, but specifically on the 252, we have a transom remote for the stereo system, so you can control it here without having to go inside the boat. You've got a cool washdown system, freshwater washdown system where you can spray things down and make it a little easier. That's a standard feature on this boat. On all the 25s, you're going to see these. Each engine has a flush system, so if you actually wanted to run the engine on a hose, you just pop a fitting in there, and you don't actually have to climb up and hook the hose to some outer weird thing or climb up in the boat and open the engine hatch. You actually can access water directly to the engine with this hose mount. Other things, premium speakers you see right on the transom, so if you're back here, you've got good sound quality. It's up inside the boat, so it's protected from water and things like that. Nice heavy duty, boarding as you're boarding the boat from the ladder, nice heavy duty, billet handles here to grab, stainless steel to mount to hook up your tube or your skier. You also have a table mount over on the other side, so if you actually can have a table on the back here, move it to all the way to the back section, so if you wanted a serving table or something on the transom, you could do that. Let's take a look inside. So one of the things I want to point out, just because it is unique to Yamaha, they have a patent on it, and it's always something that maybe gets forgotten. They actually have a really quick clean-out port, so if you did suck up some weeds, you did suck up a rope or something, all you got to do is pop this rear compartment up, and access it right from inside the boat. You pop those out, and then you can clean out whatever's in there, really easily and quickly. You don't have to climb under the boat to do it. You don't have to do anything. This also doubles as like a little storage compartment for bumpers or other things like that, which is kind of nice. The older models, that compartment wasn't deep enough for much storage, so that's kind of an added bonus. So I think one of the coolest features on the new 252 is the way that this rear seat mechanism works. It's adjustable. You also, which is really cool, they redesigned the placement of the engines this year, so you actually have a full walk-through through the center, so you don't have to step over a cushion or something like that. Full walk-through, to make it easy to access the front of the boat to the transom. But this adjustable seat's really, really slick. So, right now we're actually in the rear position, so people can, kind of be at the transom, and it kind of maximizes the cockpit space. But you can actually slide these seats forward and back, so if you wanted a larger layout area back here, you just have to slide it a little bit, or you can slide it all the way back, or kind of end up anywhere in between. But it kind of gives you two locked positions of the way that you might want to use the boat. Other little things like a little pop-up storage compartment, for bumpers or something like that. Really easy to access lines, different things you can pop in there. So really, really cool design. Gives some versatility to the seating. And it really, really is an awesome feature that they carried down from their 27-footer down to these new 25s. So everybody wants to know how the boat's powered, how that goes. This year Yamaha's got a couple different options and is the way that how the boats are powered. The 240 or the 250 series, so the SX 250, AR 250, as well as the 252 series are going to be powered by the naturally aspirated 1800cc engines from Yamaha, kind of the tried and true engines that have been in the 24-foot boats and a ton of wave runners for many, many years. So this particular engine setup is going to be great performance. Typically, depending on the load of people, you're going to get quick hole shots, low bow rise, top speeds, potentially touching into the low 50s, but certainly into the upper 40s. Just general great overall performance. The 255 series is going to have the supercharged version of this motor, so a little bit extra power. If you do want to max out your power, you can jump to the 255 series, which is going to be a similar boat to this other than the engine. So as we move into the center part of the cockpit here, obviously in this position the rear seat is back, so I pretty much, me being a taller guy, 6'2", I can almost extend my legs fully, but it's definitely a nice comfortable position. The other thing that I really like about this boat that families are going to love, just how deep the cockpit is. It's a very, very deep. They made the deck very deep on this boat, so it's a really secure feeling setup. Whether you're a little kid or me, I'm feeling like I'm way inside of this boat, which is pretty awesome. As we move into things like storage, nice open, big, deep storage compartments in this boat. The other thing I like on the starboard side is this kind of conversion, kind of a serving table that you kind of have this set up standard, but then you pop this forward and up, and you actually have a nice little accessory serving table. So if you're serving lunch or something, nice compartment for that. The cooler has a spot kind of built in right underneath there, so you can kind of slide it in and out super easily and quickly. And then another storage compartment, for backup, gear, or maybe some, food, or even small backpacks and stuff can be filled in there. So, again, excellent fit and finish. Other things I'll point out, this boat's standard with the little, subwoofer from Wet Sounds. This boat actually has 7 speakers, including the sub speaker standard, which is pretty cool. So an upgraded sound system from the other models of boats. The other thing that we'll talk about is the E-Series 252 and 255 is going to come with this really, advanced tower with the hard frame Bimini top. It does, if you do want to get some sun, the center section actually zips out, so if you wanted to roll it up, you can actually get some sunlight through here. But a nice, huge cockpit extended Bimini top that pretty much covers the entire inside cockpit of the boat without having to finagle and unwrap and mess with the Bimini. So this is a difference between, say, the AR 240 and then one of the upgrades you get in addition to all the other features on the 252 series. So one of my favorite parts about this boat is just the way Yamaha designed the dash area, and this connects 12.3-inch screen that they have. This is the 252 SE, and the E in that name designation indicates the E series. So the E series has some some upgrades as far as having fly-by-wire digital shifting, things like that. But also it has the ability to, with a push of a button, you obviously have two levers, throttles on this boat. One works independently of the other, but if you push a button, you actually can just put it into single lever mode, so it'll always sync the engines automatically, and you don't have to try to sync them up and have them at the same speed. So that's kind of a cool feature. GPS system, it has a cruise assist system for cruise control. Really well designed, easy to use, intuitive. All the lights, all your bilge blower, when you fire up this dash, your blower automatically comes on, so you don't have to remember to turn it on, but it actually has a timer built in and it'll automatically turn on, when you fire the screen up. Different menu settings, sound is all controlled right up here at the dash. You can use the touch screen. Here's your GPS. Things like water temperature, fuel percentage, battery voltage, all that stuff's easily accessible right at the dash. You also have this rotary dial that you can use. If you don't want to use the touchscreen, maybe you're driving the boat and you don't want it to use it, you can actually just maneuver on the screen with the dial instead. So you don't have to use the touchscreen. Nice cell phone holder on here, this side, everybody knows where that might be. And then again, you have backup switches, so if you don't want to use the screen, you can actually access the blower with a traditional switch along the right-hand side. So really cool dash. Pretty much the most advanced setup that they have in the boating world, and they've had these Connect screens out for several years now, and they're very reliable. We hardly have any issues with them. It's really a great setup, great dash on this 252 SE. So as we move into other storage features and cool other features that this 252 has, we've got a nice large, with a huge door opening on the head compartment. So you can use this just as storage. You can use it as a, you can actually put a porta potty in there. Nice big deep area with a nice wide door. There's actually, you can see the table in there. That's the table that mounts at a couple of different locations in there. And then the table mount actually has a nice storage area right there with also another little cubby storage with a netting right there. So a nice deep, big, open, wide open storage compartment. You do have a ski locker, really deep. Again, nice fit and finish on the ski locker with a nice hydraulic shock. It's got that matting in there to protect the fiberglass. So skis, wakeboards, whatever you need, you can store in there. On the driver's side, you have this cool little compartment that has additional storage. And then this also doubles as a wind blocker. So if you actually attach this to this side, you actually kind of get a wind blocker. If you put the bow cover on and you wanted to limit the amount of wind, close the windshield, and you can kind of keep everybody, if it's a colder day or something, keep them out of the sun. So bow area of the 252, again, we kind of follow the same parameters that we had before. Really ergonomically friendly. I'm again taller guy. I have a nice heavy duty stainless steel grab handle, cup holder locations, speakers, mounted up here. If I'm boarding the boat from the bow, you've got a nice little step up to that area, so it's easy to board the bow. You've got all these filler cushions that fill in this whole area, so you can kind of create like a playpen type aspect to it. But again, the versatility, let's say I'm fishing or doing something where, this seat's kind of in the way. If I wanted to kind of step and, fish and cast off the bow, you can do some, a lot of versatility in how you set this up. So, and again, it's deep, it's wide, it's comfortable. Thanks for checking out the Yamaha 252 SE with us here at Buckeye Sports Center. For more information, to view our inventory, visit our website, buckeyesportscenter.com. Subscribe to our YouTube page, give the video a like if you enjoyed it. We appreciate that. Whether you're buying this boat or another Yamaha from us or your local Yamaha dealer, order it up, get it going ASAP, because if you wait till the spring of 2021 to get a boat like this, they're not going to be available. Yamaha's super hot right now. We've got some, at the filming of this video, we have like 30 some back ordered boats that are still waiting to be shipped to us that are pre-sold. So my advice to you, get it on order, get it coming ASAP.